That looked kinda familiar, didn't it? Ah yes, Left 4 Dead 2. It's the very definition of old but gold. It's definitely one of those games that withstood the test of time, still being a staple multiplayer co-op shooter game. Damn. But look at the title of the game, Left 4 Dead 2. That means that this is a sequel to an original game. These days though, there's really no reason to play the original game since Left 4 Dead 2 has mutations that emulate the original experience to its best ability, but again, the best of its ability. It isn't the same as experiencing the original, so that's exactly what I did. Now, I'll just be commentating over the gameplay since I recorded all of this mute for better focus. I'll be playing all of the campaigns in Left 4 Dead 1 on expert difficulty, which is as hard as it gets in this game. There's no realism in Left 4 Dead 1. I'll be explaining what the difficulty entails later. Now, the first campaign, No Mercy, is quite an easy map. I mean, in fairness, I believe that everyone who played this for the first time did this campaign first. It's kind of an extension to the intro scene, which is how all of this started. I mean, the game, not the lore. Nothing much happened in the first part, besides accidentally triggering a car alarm. So, let's move on to the next part.
Let's get into it. Woo, baby, all right.
Now on to the second part, and here I'll demonstrate just how smart the bots are. Yeah, I'm already ahead and 2 of them are down. Yeah, great. But you might be wondering how they went down so fast. You see, I'm playing on Expert, where common infected do 20 damage at the front and 10 at the back. You've seen it earlier with the bots in the first map, but also with me because you've seen me get hit. You see how much damage they did. So in expert difficulty, you really have to be careful, and it's unlike in Left 4 Dead 2 where you have at least melee weapons to deal with common infected up close. Melee weapons did not exist in Left 4 Dead 1, so you have to, well, shove. At least in Left 4 Dead 1, you could shove as many times as you want without any sort of, like, cooldown, unlike in Left 4 Dead 2. I'll get more to my weapon choices later, but upcoming in the footage is a tank fight. The tank is quite the imposing and powerful figure, and on Expert is capable of knocking down survivors in one hit. Normally, you would just set the tank on fire to kill it quickly. This would be effective, but it comes with a consequence in Left 4 Dead 1. The tank would move faster while on fire, meaning it is impossible to outrun, given the absence of adrenaline shots in Left 4 Dead 1. In my case here, the tank set itself on fire, so this is pretty bad, and we actually were almost wiped out because of this. But we managed to survive. Bill died though. Now that all that's done, I can talk a bit about the weapons in Left 4 Dead 1. There actually isn't a lot, and many of the good weapons we know and love don't exist in Left 4 Dead 1, such as the AK and the military sniper. However, from the limited options of weapons, one stands out, and that would be the auto shotgun. You'll see more of what this gun would be capable of when I get it. Okay, you do have the M16, which is okay, I guess, and then you have the hunting rifle, which is good for sniping specials. The auto shotgun though, in my experience, it tends to be both, while being especially good for hordes. The fact of the matter is, it was nerfed in Left 4 Dead 2 because it was just that good back then. Out of the tier 2 weapons in Left 4 Dead 1, there's definitely a blatantly correct choice. Now, for the tier 1 weapons, the pump shotgun, yes, a shotgun again, is yet another case of it being too strong in its class. In fact, I take it over the other tier 1 weapon, or even the M16. From what you've seen earlier, there's a lot of ammo in reserve compared to Left 4 Dead 2. I think that's all you need to know about the balancing of the guns in this game, honestly. Anyways, now we're going to move on to the significant part of the second map, which is the generator room holdout. This is where I press a button,
Something opens, but then a horde is summoned and we have to defend against the horde. We were in pretty bad shape going into this, but you saw from the intro, the bots got cooked, but I was fine. I had some kills to patch up my health a bit. Now after the horde, I got the bots up, and yeah. After dealing with the hunter, I just decided to run towards the safe room. It's a long stretch, but thankfully there wasn't any surprise hordes or hidden boomer anywhere. And we're able to move on. The bots couldn't make it, they were just too weak.
That's it. Oh, Bill. Oh, shit.
Now for the third map of this campaign. It's that map with the gas station that blows up. Unfortunately, I didn't blow it up this run. Yeah, I wish I did that. Anyway, this map does have a crescendo event where I have to activate the lift, which summons the horde. Not sure why it does, but whatever. Now, I did camp a little bit in the safe spot to wait for the bots to catch up, but in a solo campaign with bots like this, there comes a point where you just have to throw in the towel and book it to the safe room as fast as possible, leaving everyone behind. It's Left 4 Dead after all. My cue was when the spoomer fell on the bots. I killed it, covering my teammates in bile, and allowing me to rush without the risk of infected getting in my way, since the bile means the infected would prioritize them instead of me. Of course, all bots go down shortly after as I make my way to the sewers, when suddenly...
Well, into the sewers we go.
I hear the tank music. Now, there was no shaking, meaning it was nowhere near me. Like, I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out where it could have spawned when I was so far ahead. However, it wasn't of my concern, since it wasn't near me. I eventually saw that the tank killed Zoe, who was all the way back at the little safe spot, so yeah, that just confirms that. But another problem is that since all the bots are dead at this point, the infected have come and spawned right in front of me, including a witch. I thought I was dead for sure, but when it appeared that the witch hit me, it didn't? That short window allowed me to obliterate her with my shotgun, but that was a little too close for comfort, not gonna lie. It was a heart-clenching moment for sure.
Nice job.
Now for the fourth map of this campaign, where we find ourselves at the place where we'll get rescued, or something. But before that, we have to climb to the rooftop. The thing is, like the last map, this can be somewhat easy, or really difficult. At the start, a witch spawns near the path, such that going near her will most definitely startle her and take one of us out. It certainly wouldn't be me after seeing that I can just waltz right past her without startling her. But the bots simply have a different mindset. For some reason, in Left 4 Dead 1, bots would only walk when a witch is nearby and not run at full speed. This could be seen as just the bots being careful, but in this case, it would backfire hard. Well, there goes Zoe, and as if to punish us from an inevitable outcome, a horde comes out of nowhere. Okay, dude. But this is why we have shotguns, right? Anyway, we head through the hospital as we find ourselves in another crescendo event. I call the elevator, which somehow summons a horde. Again, don't ask. This crescendo can be a little difficult, but as long as you can camp in the corner like I do here, it shouldn't be too hard. I can use the bots as somewhat of a meat shield, since in expert difficulty, common infected give more invincibility frames upon hitting. This is for balancing reasons because of just how much damage they do, but it also applies when you're down. Commons will still deal 10 damage on down survivors, which is the same for all difficulties. But the iframes mean they won't die as quickly as, say, in normal difficulty when swarmed by a horde like this. This allows me to just blast the zombies with the shotgun, and yeah, this is where you can truly see how the shotgun shines in this situation. Again, I'll repeat, among the tier 2 weapons, there's a blatantly correct choice. I did get myself into a bit of trouble, but not too bad, and I didn't go down before the elevator arrives.
Come on, let's get up. Oh.
Bad feeling about this.
Hey, look on the bright bright side. If you don't make it, I'll still be really handsome.
We ascend to the last floor, deal with more zombies, and move on to the finale. No tank spawn, so there's nothing else to say here. We are now at the rooftop. This is the last map of No Mercy. So far, things have been relatively smooth, but this map would change that. We call for a helicopter rescue, starting the finale sequence. The finale consists of 2 horde phases and 2 tank phases, played through alternately like this. After defending against all that, a rescue vehicle would arrive, completing the campaign upon reaching it. Now, here's the thing. The hordes are a problem and a half when you consider their damage and the sheer number that the game throws at you. Once again, here's to give you more reason to use a shotgun over anything else. But that won't solve everything, especially against special infected at very long ranges, and to an extent, tanks. And I mean especially tanks. In Left 4 Dead 1, tanks don't just stop upon knocking a survivor down. It would ensure they would never be saved by pounding them to death before moving on to another survivor. Though this means it would be vulnerable to damage, it would mean trouble for the rest of the finale. That's basically how my first attempt went. With 1 dead and 2 including me down after the tank dies, it would be hard to recover from my position. My skill issue would secure the loss. My second attempt would also be a bust, seeing as camping at this particular spot seemed to be a horrible idea. The infected would come at all directions, even above and below. The third attempt would be the winning attempt, but I can't simply remiss on how smart the bots are at getting to the holdout area.
This is going to hell!
Thankfully, unlike in the official Left 4 Dead 2 map of No Mercy, there are rescue closets in the area. Yeah, when a survivor dies, they may respawn in some kind of small empty room like this. This is a rescue closet. Now, in this attempt, chaos ensues immediately with my show of skill issue once again. Thankfully, the bots were able to save me on time and I got myself back into position. After that, it wasn't too bad as I support the bots on their way back to the position. The tank was a bit of trouble, and of course if my skill issue wasn't obvious enough. Thankfully, they clutched the kill before it could do more damage. After healing, a horde trickles in once more. Now, my shotgun ammo is a bit low, but that's because I made the crucial decision not to get any ammo for now, and just save it for the start of the next tank phase. The way I saw it at the time was that it was a little too risky to go with the horde still active, not to mention the special infected that could thwart us in and out of position. Things did get a little out of hand for a moment, with Zoe hanging somehow, and the others falling down, one of them boomed, and so on, but nothing too crazy. The second tank phase went much more smoothly than the first. I made great use of these small windows as I knew it would slow the tank down. And indeed, it would pay off as we were able to finish off the tank before it could land a hit. The helicopter now arrives, and it's now a mad dash to the helicopter. Except, not really a mad dash since it took so long to get there that we were already at that spot. And with that, No Mercy is done.